Hello again. Welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm back again with another video. So I'm just gonna talk about a lot of things that, like, I feel like this video, it was a video that I was supposed to make, like, it's a way back, but I've been postponing on it. But I realized I'm being flooded with LG. You know what? I've been flooded about LGBT. Uh, LGBT, that stands for lesbian, gay, bisexually, and transgender. I've been flooded about it, and it's bothering me now because I've been seeing everything, even towels that has a rainbow. Mind you, rainbow was not a creation of these motherfuckers, but they made it like it's a creation of these motherfuckers, to the point that I came across where they even label someone who's trans a flag for them, demisexual, whatsoever, and I'm like, this is getting out of hand, and it's something that I feel like people who know God, who did ask God, obviously they've been told to talk about this kind of stuff, because the first time that I heard about it, it was spiritual soul as well as Empress Lillian. So they talk about this kind of stuff, that it's not God whatsoever, because at the time I was still behind. I was not knowledgeable about this kind of thing, and I realized eventually I asked God, and then it answered me that they are the problem. He told me that they're causing chaos, they're part of the chaos. And then he made, like, it was a gay guy that he showed me in the video, and that narrative voice, he showed me that these people, motherfuckers, are actually the problem, because this motherfuckers, in the dream, they were mixing, like, they're mixing things. It's like something that is supposed not to be mixed. They were showing me that they're causing chaos, obviously, so they're doing disgusting things, like, it's not approved, it's not God ways. So a lot of people who are in LGBT are people who were initiated. Initiation, it can be different from a lot of people who are actually part of this thing, and this thing is not God's creation. It's not God's creation. These people are obsessed with holes. As long as there's a hole, whether that a hole, it's ass, or that hole is whatever. So they're obsessed with that, and then they're trying by all means to, like, this. We're living in an immature world whereby everyone wanna be an inventor. They wanna invent every fucking thing, and the invention that they're creating is invention that is not high vibrationally. It's not something that is whatsoever. So I like recently, like today, I saw a video. Like, the thing is, I always want to make, I don't know whether I mentioned this about P Diddy. That P Diddy, there's something's wrong about him. He's like a guy that a lot of people who are celebrated that get introduced to, whether we're a woman or whether we're a woman or man, whether we're a woman, a man, or a man. He is like a god on the entertainment industry. Obviously, the dark god, this fucked up god. Because I saw him in a dream, he was laughing at Michael Jordan about Laura Have, mind you, about Laura Have, that girl. So he was making fun of him, and I was like, with the guy, I mentioned this, I think I mentioned this, with the guy that dated Kim Kardashian's mother, the black guy who was in a relationship with Kris Jenner for for a period of time. So they were together in the dream, and he was laughing, and I've noticed, I've come across obviously on Facebook, a picture of him with this girl, but I spice whatever, that new girl. What you and I was like, fuck that, she's going to, it's like his dick is for initiation of some sort. I felt disgusted about his, like, I kind of don't like that guy. I know, you know what, they're trying to, like, every time when I'm talking here, it's either I have something that, like, feel like there's something that's entering my mouth, and it's blocking my throat, or maybe I feel like now I feel my heart is acting up. They're trying to do a spell on me to not do this thing, and then, but I'm gonna do that because I'm a servant. And I also drink, like, before I do this, because I drank cinnamon because I'm aware I'm being attacked. And then every time when I'm doing, which now even I can't even speak, every time when I'm about to do something, like especially like YouTube, there's something just happened, I keep on postponing, and I realize they don't want me to do anything. And even now my eyes are acting up. These people are on me. They hate the fact that I get this download. They hate the fact that I got to make me say this shit. And fuck, they don't want me to share this shit, and they're making sure that I don't continue with this YouTube. And these people are people who have money, people who have power, and these people are watching me. And so, like, there was a time this year, and not this year, I think it was 2020, where I didn't know anything much. I know a lot, but I didn't know this much that I do know now. So I apply I apply for this lotto citizenship. So I applied to most country, but somehow with US it was easy. I even pay for like, I don't know what I pay for, but it was something like $5. Like, I don't know how I ended up in that page, but I was desperate. I wanted to leave, like, I wanted to be out of my country, my home country. I just wanted to leave. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use my degree in whatever way, but just want to be out of my home country, because I felt like this country, I didn't want to I just wanted a new environment. I just want to be away from it. So I ended up applying for this thing of US. And then they keep on telling me that I should proceed. Now they're giving me message. I don't know how they have my information. It got to the point that now I switch off my phone every time, because I feel I'm being stalked, I'm being followed by cars, and even like it got to a point that because it's not only the people who are of power, it's even my family. They're trying to kill me. They even went as far as trying to abduct me. I don't know, I know this is not related to this, but I have to share this because fuck, they're doing me dirty. So the LGBT community is a scam. It's a fucking scam. It's not God's work. It will never be God's work. God work. It will never be. I don't give a fuck how much they try by all means to make us believe in that shit. You know what? There was this woman that I actually follow on Instagram who was, at the time, she was single, and then she's from US, and she was a white woman, probably 30. Yeah, she's into yoga and what spirituality and stuff. I realized so many people on the spirituality who are fake as fuck. So at the time, I used to get like a bad vibe from her, but I was like, but maybe I'm just being, I always make excuses about people's behavior, or maybe what I feel about them. But sometimes I'll just listen for the first time. So she kept on posting, and then she started dating this woman. And when I look at them, I was like, maybe I should not judge. At the time, I was like, no, I should not judge them or whatsoever. And then the more I felt so uncomfortable with looking at them. And this woman, her boyfriend, I don't know what they said, there's no gender. So, but the one who was wearing so like a boy, man, she looked dry. Like there's something missing. You know what? People who are doing something that is not supposed to be done, horrible things, something that is not God work, they look weird. Like literally she looked weird. And this girl too started looking weird. She started looking like she's lacking fat. Not fat, the fact that you're supposed to be fat. Like, when I'm looking at my skin right now, it look oily. For them, it looks so dry, like so fucking dry. So she started being an advocate for this gay shit, and I was so uncomfortable. Oh, throughout my life, I've been so uncomfortable around people who are gay, and I thought maybe that something's wrong with me. But throughout my life, I've always been uncomfortable. Guys, they're trying, but woo! motherfuckers. I need to get into this energy because I need to do this. I prepare. I've been postponing, but I need to make this video to happen. So, all throughout my life, I've been like around gay people. I've never had issue with them, but I realize it's become hard to be around men, to the point that I've never had a friend that is actually gay. Instead, I had lesbian friends. So this with boys, they tend to, whenever they come to my company, it's like they can see through me. At the time, I did not know that I'm actually have a spiritual gift or anything. That I did not. I was not even aware that people have like, whenever they're in my presence, they feel intimidated or anything like that. So it was something like I didn't put much into it. So eventually, I was like, I've noticed every time when I'm around gay men, they tend to shy away from me. They feel like they're burning. Do you know when someone is feel like burning, they can't even stay for a few minutes? They will be like, they will just disappear, like it's like red or anything. I knew from that. I didn't understand that at that moment, but eventually, right now, I realized these people were actually picking up on my energy. And it's also happening with lesbian. At the time, we didn't have issue. But the more I become aware of the scam with LGBT, I realized a lot of women now have an issue with me, especially those who are gay. And I realized even in my bloodline, like my ancestors even showing that my mother is gay. She's lesbian. And also my sisters that done like a spell work on me to be gay. And then she wanted to sleep with me and stuff. And also like a friend, my sister's mother too. My ancestors like, you Shem, they show me everything. Like it's gone to the point I was like, I wonder what more secret I will find out about my family. I feel like I've never known these people. Like, whew, my stupidity. Hey, so this gay shit, how people are actually initiated in it's a scam. There's no such a thing as people who are actually dating people who have same breast as them, who have a same dick as them whatsoever. It's a scam. And how do you know that people are actually initiated in the shit? There are many where people get initiated into gay shit, onto lesbian shit, into transgender shit, whatsoever. Most of the time, it's money. It's money. People are initiated to this shit because of money. Have you ever noticed a lot of people who are gay have money? It's like a ritual for them. I think they're doing it when they say goodbye to their divinity, when they say goodbye to be angels, God's angels. I don't know how, but it ended up having a lot of money. There are very few people who are gay who don't have money. So it's money. It's money. Because I had a dream of my nephew. He's gay now. And I was like, what? And the reason why he's gay, he's broke. He's actually 1 year younger than me. Like 1 year apart, but I'm older than him with 1 year. So I've been shown like he's going through like a difficult time. He's going through depression. He's going through all this. I've saw everything in a dream that is actually suffering. But obviously they gave me those, they showed me those vision previously before I've known that finally joined gay. Mind you, people who are initiated into gay shit, it's people who are depressed, people who are unhappy with their life, people who are going through something. They always search for people who are vulnerable. They always search for people who was going through like a lot. Because I'm mentioning that my cousin, like my nephew, is actually going through a lot. His career, he doesn't know what exactly he should be doing in his life, what exactly he came on earth for. So he's depressed and stuff, and all of this are happening, and this gay shit happening. So he's being initiated just like that because of this suffering. A lot of people who are gay, they're initiated. sometimes initiation come as if, oh my god, you look like a girl, when you're looking at the guy, when you're complimenting at the guy. It's initiating without you realizing. These people are working for these motherfuckers. Oh my god, look at him, he look like a girl. Oh wow, look at his lips, like he got lips like a girl. Oh my god, look at how he take care of him, how he take care of himself. He take care of himself like a girl, as if men are not supposed to take care of each other. Look at them, they're so touchy. Guys, the things that they do on men, like they'll be complimenting this man, like how they look. It's so beautiful like a girl, and then this guy ended up having these insecurities that men are not supposed. Oh my god, look at his hands. His hands are so fine, like a girl. Like oh my god, you look like a woman. Oh my god, the way you speak, your voice is so woman. Oh, whatsoever. What other thing that they say like a lot of things. Your looks, your hands, how your tone, how you speak, even if how you take care of yourself. They view it as it's only a girly thing. Or when you are having a relationship with your friend, maybe your relationship include a lot of hugging, a lot of kissing, because men do kiss each other here. I never met men who kiss here unless if it's their culture. Like if they kiss here and they hug each other, they're always like showing physical affectionate, and that's when it starts. Most men are initiated like that, because I don't understand this, because as girls we sometimes even like back in the days, for me personal, I did this. I used to slap girls as like it was something that we do, or like, oh, like we never like saw each other as romantically interested, because I just knew that I prefer men, and also they also into men. So we just do it like casually. We never put much into it at the time, like, whoa, look at you. Like we did, like I used to be like that. And then I realized, I commented, and even myself, I was ignorant about this kind of stuff. So I commented on the guys who were actually doing the same thing as us, and they're like, oh my god, it's so gay. And then he was like, don't you do that to your friend? I was like, we do. And it's like, why now? Because why, when I'm actually a guy, I'm doing it on my friend, and then you view it as gay? Why never consider it as gay when you're doing it to your friend? I was like, and you know what? I had nothing else to say, and beside no admitting that I'm being ignorant. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right. I'm on the wrong. I just assume the way our society don't want to see men being affectionate toward each other. It's what bring a lot of men to be where they are, because we're in our society. I'm not gonna act like women didn't get affected by this, but most of the time, this time around, I'm just gonna talk about men, how most of them got initiated. Most men, they never had experienced love from their father. As they never experienced love from their father, whenever people who are gay, they tend to initiate those people most of the time, because most of these people are struggling with life. They don't know how to be emotionally available for themselves, and most of the time they don't know how to be emotional with themselves. So what happened is, they want to be emotional with themselves, right? But at the same time, the society is telling them to not try. Men don't try. Men don't show emotions. Men are supposed to be hardcore. And then people who are gay, they tend to be more feminine, if you notice. Oh my god, he's so feminine, like a woman. Huh? You know, women ended up pushing this man to be thinking that they're gay, if there's something wrong with them. But there's nothing wrong with men who are feminine. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with the men who are feminine. There are men who are feminine as their true nature, but at the same time they're required to be on their masculine energy too, because we're all about balance. But most of the time we realize the dominant energy is their feminine energy. But also there are men who are in a feminine energy, due to the fact that they're toxic. There are two types of men who are feminine. There's the feminine is their dominant energy, and then the feminine men who are feminine because they are toxic. Those one who are toxic, you already know, those one have a mom. They tend to have a mama's issue, or tend to have being a mama's boy, they tend to be like most of the time they never had a structure of a father. They don't know how to maneuver life. Maybe they've been surrounded by a female too. Some they're surrounded by a female like that, but that dominant energy, it's masculine. It's just that they never been in a space where they're able to be in that energy. So they tend to be in that energy. So most of the time, most men who I realize who are gay, they're quite feminine, and our society never accommodate those men. And then as they're not accommodated those men, they ended up meeting a wrong people who will fill up the ideas with wrong shit. And our society, us human, we tend to have opinion about this matter. Oh, this man is so feminine. For me, I've never had a problem with men who's feminine, but I've noticed that I had to work on myself regarding the fact that when I see men who are affectionate towards each other and assume that they are gay, I still have like, I've noticed that I have an issue that I need to work on. Until I saw this guy. I once saw this guy on TV. It was a show where he was actually renovating his father's house. As he's actually a celebrity. He was renovating his father's house back then. He was renovating his father's house. His father was very feminine. Like, he was able to be in his feminine energy as well as his son. Oh my god, I'm trying to search for him, and I have to find him. So I saw this video and I was like, I kind of like the relationship that he had with his father. I kind of like how emotionally was. I kind of like how present he was with his emotion. I kind of like every fucking thing. And that I just knew that every man deserved that, but obviously not every man experienced that. And this gay shit is being initiated in a, so it can be initiated by through with our tongue, things that we tell this man when they're feminine. Will say like, he's so gay because they're so touchy, they're so hugging, they're so this, as if it's wrong, but it's not wrong. This guy, I saw, like, it was years ago. I don't remember exactly which year. Is it Kyrie Ivy or whatever? But yes, Kyrie. Da 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 da. Do you see that? I think you do. So I saw this guy. He was renovating his father's house, and I was like, wow, they're so affectionate. Like, it was the first time I ever like acknowledged the fact that most men deserve that. As they deserve that, it's something that which not everyone get to experience it in this lifetime, which is sad, because these men who are feminine, it's not that the feminine means gay. It's not that whatsoever. So other people have initiated through they're being promised to get money, and some of them, when they get support, they get support from people who are already gay, who want a lot of people who are to be gay. So whenever they end up being in the wrong hands, when they're being emotionally, when they need a masculine structure, they tend to be in a wrong structure, which is not true, because a lot of men who are gay, they're feminine, and the femininity is the feminine that we all men need to show, to have. But instead, we always be the first one to say they're gay because of that, because of how they maneuver life, because of how emotional, because we all need that. And notice a lot of men who are feminine, whenever they being showing artistic gift that has to do with fashion, it is quickly to assume that, or probably he's gay. And then it's been like that now. It's like now whenever a guy is actually like that, is gay. And then I'm just gonna be more on a personal experience with females who are actually lesbian now. I think I've touched a few on gay, but if there's something that I missed, I will come back. So this gay shit is a scam. It's not true. So I had like a lesbian friend in high school, and as much as I've never asked her how did she knew she was gay, I've never asked her, like literally I've never asked her. So but at the time I used to get download, but at the time I didn't know those are actually information that I can use. But even though at the time I used to get those download, I used to follow them, but not all the time, because I was not into, I was intuitively, but I was not always following them, because I never like understand why I always get voices. Why should I always listen to these voices? But most of the time those are right. It's just that I did have moment of my life where I was stubborn for no reason. So this girl, ne, she look masculine, like she physically, apparently our society say she doesn't look like a female because of her looks. But for me, I used to say her face as feminine. It's just that maybe because she didn't view herself as beautiful. People are gay because of their insecurities too. People who are insecure, most of the time they tend to be gay. Insecure people, we're all insecure, but most of the time insecure people tend to be gay. And we think I'm lying. Notice the celebrities who are actually insecure. They have a past of being a lesbian, or a past where they ended up dating a same gender. It's insecurities all along. It's insecure. People who are insecure, they tend to think they want to fit in, they want to find their identity, they want to find their belonging, and then assume that they're gay, which is not true. It's just that you're insecure. So this girl looked like, for me, her face didn't look like a boy, her legs didn't look like a boy. It's just that maybe it's just that I've never come across her siblings. She was the only one who's at home was actually a girl. So initially I was like, maybe because she grew up with boys, maybe that's why she wear like this, because she used to wear like men and stuff. And I was like, I didn't put much into it, and I've never ever eventually met her. Like I met her mother, but I've never met her brothers and stuff. So she's insecure about how she looks, or and she felt like she looked like a man rather than a feminine and so ever. Like, but the funny part, she did have hips, she did have breast, even though her breast was smaller. But everything with her, I didn't say anything like that didn't make her like. But obviously our society, and I had, maybe because I was never a person who view people how they look physically, so maybe that's why I've never seen a lot of things that people used to say about them, because I've heard like people say she's acting like a boy and everything like that. So she ended up feeling more comfortable wearing like that, because a lot of people initiated to gay is because of our mouth, things that we tell them, and then their insecurities build up, their insecurities to the point that they feel more they want to belong, they want to be accepted, and the only way to accept themselves is putting themselves wherever they feel like they belong, which is not true. It's true with this gay shit. So this girl ended up being gay like that, and then that was the first time I actually had met a lesbian friend. The second time, it was in university. It was a girl that I met. When I met her, I didn't know anything about her being gay whatsoever. But at the time, I was like, I just want to be close to her. Obviously, she was feminine, so she was more on the feminine side. And then eventually, after like few months of knowing her, she ended up opening up to me. And then I asked it. That one I asked. I was curious, like, how did you know you were gay? Because she had children. Like when I met her, she had 2 kids already. So I was like, you're gay? And they're like, yeah. She said, yeah, I'm a lesbian. I was like, how? Because you have 2 kids. And then she was like, ever since she had sex in her life. And I was like, when did you have sex? And she said she had sex like she was way young. Let me say 14 or 15, 13, 14, 15, around the time. Let me just assume she was supposed to finish high school at 18. So when I was doing grade 9, I was 14, 15. She was around that age, 14, 15. So as she told me that when you're 14 or 15, what are you doing with your body part? What exactly are you exploring? Like, what exactly is in your head about sex? What is exactly going on with in your head with sex? Like, like literally, like when I was 14 or 15, there was no such a thing in my head that said boy, 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 or maybe I need to have sex, or maybe I need to kiss. Even it's to me, seeing people kissing, it used to cross me up like, there's no way I will never even kiss it. At that age, I was saying things like, I will never kiss a man. Oh, never. Look how gross. Like, I was that type. So me in those mentality, as I'm assuming a 14 or 15-year-old, maybe she saw people doing it, or maybe they had partner. Obviously, I don't remember whether her partner, the first partner, she was the same age, or maybe she was older than her in a few. Probably she was in the last year of high school. I don't remember as the guy's age, but I just knew it's sex. They had sex. They knew that people who are dating, they're supposed to have sex. So in their head, that's the only thing that was happening. Because I asked her, she told me that it's just that she thought that's how you express love, and then I was like, okay. I didn't ask any further around that. And then when I asked her how did she got pregnant, because she got pregnant in grade 9, and she said, I got pregnant because the guy told me that he can't give, he's not fertile, so he's infertile, so there's no way he can get pregnant. So she believed him. You know, that it showed what is going on with her mentality at the time, because the guy was manipulative, the guy was a liar whatsoever. So she got pregnant like that. She didn't know anything. And then the more she opened up to me, I realized the reason why this girl is actually gay. She's not gay. And then eventually I was like, so after that experience, afterward, what happened? She said, I had numerous partners that I had sex with and stuff, but I've never felt a connection, sexually connection with my previous partners. Instead, I used to just lay there not knowing what is going on until I would wait for a partner to finish, and then that's it. And I'm like, at that time I was like, I knew this girl is not gay. It's just that she thought maybe she's more comfortable with the fact that like a female can understand her, because obviously, you know, like I'm a female, I know my body, so obviously the other girl know her body, so she knows how to please another woman, because she's also a woman. She had the period of where she must masturbate. I had a period of where I masturbate, so obviously I will know how to the best part where I will eventually touch myself. And then, you know, and another thing, female are more comfortable with each other most of the time. So I just saw that, I was like, oh, maybe she felt so comfortable whatsoever. And then eventually, as much as we were friends, we're never open about our background in terms of our own home. And I didn't know much about my own home. In like, she didn't know anything about myself. Instead, I used to give a hint, like my mother is toxic, but I never like go deep. And also, she also had a toxic mother. And then the more I listened to her, I was like, no, the reason why this girl is gay is because she's not connected to her body. She have this mentality of believing that men, sex is for men. She confirmed in she ended up surrendering herself to the point that she believed sex is only was made for men. She doesn't understand her body. She's not connected with her body. As she's not connected with her body, she only pleases men. She live to please other people. I also noticed she have a people pleasing tendency, which is something that makes sense why we ended up being friends, because we tend to attract people who have some qualities that we have, even those qualities can be destructive in our own life. And she was a people pleaser, and I was a people pleaser. I thought I was the worst people pleaser until I met her. I was like, it got to a point I used to like, stop doing that, like stop doing that, like, you know, it got to a point I'm like, the reason I'm around this girl, she's karmic in my life, and I'm also karmic into her life. But at the same time, I can tell now I'm growing, and she's not growing. She's still stuck in that end. But there's high possibility maybe in future she will grow, because I saw her in a dream, and she's also a healer. How wild is that? And then she ended up opening up. She told me that her mother never liked her. I'm like, girl, I've been knowing you for 3 years now, and 2 years now, and you never told me that. You know what? I also have the same issue. And the more we talk about it, I realized why she's not connected with her body. And she thought maybe she will find, you know, every time when her girlfriend is around, I will just make excuses to not to be around. Like, I felt uncomfortable being around them, because I think my soul knew that gay is not real. Than my own ego. My own ego was like, let me just not be judgmental and stuff. But my soul was like, this shit is wrong. It's wrong. I always felt so uncomfortable, to the point that her partner never saw me face to face. Mind you, this person I've been friend with for 2 years to 3 years, and she's been dating the same girl, and I don't know. We never met. She's just see pictures and stuff, and that's it. I've never like being around their company. I just refuse to be in their company. Like, it never felt right to me. So eventually, I've noticed this girl is actually have an issue with her. She's not connected with the body. A lot of people are not connected with their body. They tend to find a simple way, which end up being having sex with other girls. And another reason, insecurities, which can be whatever insecurities comes with disconnecting with your body, or feeling not feminine enough, not having a people pleasing tendency, that tend to not demand your needs, because I feel like sex is a mutual thing. So whenever a sex is bad, even if you having the sex with the person that is bad, there's a high possibility also contributed. When I say contributed, maybe you're supposed to be vocal. I believe that sex is supposed to be vocal, and it should be. So if you are a woman who's still living under this mentality of believing that you are a hoe, a porn star, what you have whatsoever, you know, some men will try to shame you like that, but don't date men who have that mentality, because they will have you destroyed. It's the same thing with another gender. It's just a vice versa. Don't date people who always make you uncomfortable with your how you want sex to be like. So don't date people who make you feel weird about it. For me, I'm just a vocal motherfucker, so I'm not gonna shy away from things that I want. Okay. It's just I have to be on the thick side. So just be on the tick. Don't just be like, oh, I'm having sex because some women just believe they're having sex because of they're doing this sex because of their partner, not for themselves, which is weird. It's totally weird. And I also understand very few men who are open to women who are vocal sexually, because a lot of men think everything is about them. They think sex is all about them. I hate men who think like that. They just annoy me, who think sex is all about them. Like, motherfucker, like, they always think about their ego. My ego is bruised. Now I'm supposed to be like Paula every time. I'm just gonna be vocal. If you have issue with that, die ho. Okay, I'm not saying die physically, okay? You understand? I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, die. Or like, what the fuck happened? Guys, I wish I can speak this Zulu thing or close. This English thing is draining. So yeah, a lot of people are initiated like that, insecurities. And also I came across a couple that told me that her husband was married, and then I was like, oh wow. And then why is she divorced? And then she told me that apparently the girl cheated, the woman cheated, the wife cheated, and then the divorce ended up. This girl, she never got over his husband. You know, those people who date people with the intention of be like, I'm pretty, so I can date whoever I want, and the next thing they think other people are replaceable. So she had that mentality that she was pretty whatsoever, but her soul was disgusting, and her mentality was disgusting too. So when we were dating this guy, she thought maybe like he can find this guy everywhere. There's some people who are not replaceable. I don't give a fuck how much you lie. People cannot be replaceable, especially if you're genuine. Genuine people can never be replaceable. I don't give a fuck how much you lie. I can replace you whatsoever. There's no such a thing. People who are genuine, they can never. You will always remember them. Even if the experience was temporarily, you will always remember. So the guy was genuine to her. but she wasn't. And the guy found out, and eventually they divorced and stuff. So now it finally dawned on her, this guy is not you cannot find him on anyone. So she ended up being gay because of that. She tried to date other men, but she was always thinking about his ex, and it ended up that the guy that she cheated on was a chosen one. Chosen one can never be replaced. I'm not trying to black, it's a truth, it's a fact. You can never replace a chosen one. As a friend, or as a family member, or as a lover, or as a what. You will never place those motherfuckers as an employee. It's a kind of person that you always gonna make example about, even if you hate them. You always gonna. There was someone in my workplace who was like this. You always gonna make example with them, because that's how we were made. We were made to be genuine. Were made to be genuine, and most of the time, most of them, some ended up selling their soul though. So most of the few who don't. So the guy was a chosen. At the time, she didn't know he got married without knowing that he have a special gift, or he was a chosen one. So she married this woman. Eventually, most chosen one who are married, most of the time they end up divorcing, because they ended up with the wrong partner. So it was that case. So she ended up, because she was searching for a guy who's like him throughout and stuff, and then you know what, it never happened. And the girl ended up finding out she HIV positive, because she was searching everywhere. She ended up becoming a hoe. If she was a mother already, but she ended up becoming a hoe, searching for this guy, and then ended up finding out the other one infected him with HIV, and then she ended up being gay, because she felt like she would never find a man who would like him. So she ended up dating girls, and she moved out of the country too. And also the other one that I met when I was somewhere doing my hair, at the time I was doing braids and stuff, and then she became gay because her father of her baby daddy infected her with HIV. So she ended up having little trust for men, ended up aborting, like she let go of this life. She didn't want pain anymore that comes from men, because she was not the only man who actually had her, but this time around she felt like HIV was it. She ended up being gay. So a lot of people become gay, lesbian, because of trauma too. It's trauma, it's gay, but that does not mean it's a truth. The truth is, gay is not real. Being a lesbian is not real. Being a transgender is not real. Being a, what else that I don't mention? LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexually, is it transgender? It's not real. It's people. Oh, another reason people go gay, they're doing witchcraft on you. This is something that happened a lot. People are trying to initiate me to this shit. They're trying to initiate me to the shit. And I remember the first time I even thought maybe I was gay for real. Lucky I didn't act, because that's something that I was like, it's too big. It got to the point I even Googled, like, how do you know that you are gay. I went as far as doing this. There's something on the internet. What is it? It's like what is that thing that whereby you ended up searching, not searching, gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. It's on the Google, whereby you're searching whether you're a pansexually, bisexual, whatsoever, demisexual, whatsoever. It's something that determine whether, like, you select. It's like it has answer between A, B to E or C, but we have to pick one. It's a multiple choice questions, and I forgot what they call it. So I ended up, like, I went as far, at the time I did not know I was under a spell. People are doing witchcraft at the time. It was 2020. I went and searched, and I went as far as Google, or I went to YouTube to watch people who are gay. How do they know they're gay? Everything is similar, but the only thing that I've noticed, those people, is because they were different. People assume that we are different is now whatsoever, and I've never had like a crush who is unless like who's like, I've never had a crush like at all. Like literally, I've been a person who never had a crush. Like that how weird I was. So they even ended up using this saying, you know that you're gay if you never had a crush on men. And I'm like, and some say, oh, a woman, you have a crush on women. I'm like there's so many things that they say that is weird. It's so weird. Like, but eventually, and you realize, as much as they do whatsoever, it's, I feel like people who are different, who are still in that phase of trying to be where they belong with their sexuality, they are being manipulated. People manipulate to you because you are different, because of whatsoever. Because when you are different, people wanna label you whatsoever because you can't. Let's, for example, I'm boyish as fuck. As I'm boyish as fuck, I tend to be more comfortable with trousers. So I tend to be more comfortable with trousers. I tend to be more comfortable with bigger things. I would tend to be whatsoever. So I'm a person who's just comfortable, but at the same time I can be feminine. It's just that I choose most of the time, 95% of my life, I'm always in a boyish outfit. So it ended up, a lot of people are having this mentality that you are gay whatsoever. You know what? I realized, like, the more I go through my spiritual journey, the fact that the reason why I tend to be boyish, I have a seriously masculine angel who's guiding me. Most of it, I've never come across a female who on my spiritual journey is guiding me. Mostly it's usually men. I'm guided by men. So as I'm guided by men, I tend to pick up on their energy. As I'm picking up on their energy, and it also happened that I grew up with boys, so I tend to have this boyish tendency, but at the same time, I don't feel bad about it. It's not something I feel like I need to whatsoever to eliminate. I don't care when people actually trying to label me with what I wear. It's how I choose to express myself. How I choose to express has nothing to do with my sexuality, because at the end of the day, I don't react on to my senses. I'm not a person who react to my senses. I react most to my soul. I question things. I question everything. So a lot of people don't know how to shut down their mind, their senses, their intelligence, to the point they ended up hearing their soul. It's your soul that will tell you who you are. So a lot of people are still stuck in their senses. They're still stuck in their mind. They're still stuck in whatsoever. But obviously, senses lie to us most of the time. That's why they're trying to push this gay thing. They're trying to make us normalize this thing, and then being opening our senses, because our senses will always be like off. Eventually, when you're being introduced to this shit, and you end up like, okay, people are trying to advocate this gay shit, you know, like, maybe I'm too, maybe I'm too rigid, maybe I'm homophobic, and then end up, maybe we have an issue, end up opening up like that, end up assuming this thing is normal. It's just not normal. Even today, when I see this gay, even when I was young, when I used to see people were fighting this gay shit, or on the road, mashing, to be, it never felt right on my soul. I was young, but I was like, I didn't like the too muchness that comes with them. How they speak, oh my friend, like it just annoyed my soul. It used to annoy my soul. There's nothing wrong with being loud or whatsoever, but I felt like their loudness, it was not genuine. Even today, I still feel like it's not genuine. Whenever I come across people who are gay, it just make my spirit sick. And I'm okay with feeling like I'm sick. Call me homophobic, but it's not true. Gay is not the truth. That's why they're trying to initiate chosen one. And some of the chosen one end up not knowing they were being attacked, ended up being like, feeling like what's over. A lot of female who have a spiritual gift, they tend to be more masculine than feminine. Yes, we tend to be more masculine, and then like this guy who keep pushing us to be saying, oh, you can't, most of the people who are shaman, they tend, especially women, they should date another woman because they're too masculine, who can stand your masculine energy. I'm like, why are they pushing this agenda? They're constantly pushing this, and they don't understand that we are being guided by male spirit mostly, who are dominant. So we tend to have pick up on their energies. We pick up on these people energies. So they're like, female, look at their men. Their men is too feminine. I don't know why God, like, even in myself, I've noticed this thing, that why women who have a spiritual gift who are married, they tend to marry men who are too feminine. But I don't know, as long as it's works for them. So I don't have anything. But maybe I even said maybe it's because we're too masculine, because even I am too masculine. Fuck. I'm so masculine, yo. But at the same time, I'm not complaining. I kind of like that shit. So a lot of people are initiated without even knowing. Some of them it's because they take advantage of your financial situation. They take advantage of your insecurities. It's how people perceive you in our life. People are not open to feminine men, women who are come across as too masculine, women who take control, who take like everything. You know, they even insult people who are independent. Independent women. I know there's independent women who are in a healthy space, independent women who are not in a health space. Maybe they become independent because of a trauma. Obvious, all of us become independent because of trauma. But most of the time, the trauma that most people who are in a toxic independent woman, they tend to have an issue with accepting. Maybe like, for example, personally, I came across information, obviously, a lot of information when I'm healing, I'm still healing. So this information, it was like, it was a woman who was confessing that she actually don't know how to receive from men. And I was like, oh my God, I also have this issue. Like, they don't know how to receive from a man. And it's true. I also have this. I realized in a previous relationship, I was okay with not getting anything from men. I've never felt entitled. But even today, when I feel like come across women who like, you ask a man to do you money, and I'm like, you it to me it feel like it's too much. Like, you, like, yo, it's too much work. And then the other one was like, you ruin she even said you ruin your relationship when you always expect you do things for yourself, everything, and which is not true. You're supposed to allow men to have what's, and this is something I struggle with, but at the same time I'm kind of like, I see improvement. I totally see improvement. So I was that person, like, I've never even going through a date with them. Instead I was like, I'll be like, let's buy in, let's buy in. I felt like I'd never like, I felt like I was using them or anything. Like, I don't know, like, I always until I realized the trauma that I have, it's a trauma that I've never received anything from a man genuinely. So I protect myself with this masculine energy, that I don't want to be exploited. I don't want to be manipulated by men like that. And especially most men who come across who actually have money, who came toward me with the approach of, with the mentality of dating me, they always are trying to use their money to woo me. And then money does not move me, guys. Like, I'm a tree. Shame when you come to use money to move me. I need your soul. I want to see your soul. I see spirit here. So eventually I realized, they said people who do this is because they have an issue with, they never receive love from their father. And it's true. I've like, okay, that shit is true. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. So my independence became toxic rather than whatsoever. So now I am like, I'm do see the different shame. I do because I've go deep with my independence, because the other independence comes with from trauma. It's a trauma response that we do when we're trying to protect ourselves. And then a lot of women who tend to be like this, they tend to be manipulated to believe that they're gay. This is why they're trying about women to make me gay. Even my family, they're trying to make me gay because eventually they know that I will give birth to, I don't know, I feel like God is this man is a breaker. God break a lot with chosen one. The way he always make these motherfuckers see you the future, I don't like that. I know that some they went and do a reading on me, but I also know that God showed them dreams of me, because in my the other day, my karmic mother, she was like it's been like it's something happened like maybe 2 years ago or what, I don't remember, but it happened like back then. It's just I don't wanna say like it's years ago, you know. So it happened. She said to me randomly, why don't you play lotto? When she's saying that, I was like, what? Did you saw me winning a lotto? in your dreams. She's like, and I knew she did. I knew she did. I knew she did. She was like, you can see the unhappiness, and like I knew she did, and I was like, I was like, I knew she saw me winning lottery. She saw how rich I'll be, so yeah. And also other exes, yes, God will do that. We will make your exes see what they are missing out. That's why out of the blue your exes now they do you evil. Obviously most of them, they realize, okay, maybe you are not like you're a good person. They knew that you're a good person, but maybe they took it as stupidity, because most of the time people don't know how to appreciate people with a good heart. So like he break, that man breaks a lot. He will use like a bet to make this motherfucker to see how far they can go. It's like, let me see, he is testing them through you. Like, let me see, did he change, did he became a genuine person. He will do that through you. And some of them will see that. That's why most of the time you see people out of the blue, they started stalking you. It's because God shows something about them. If you are chosen one, though, he started showing them their destiny, and some of them went as far as do reading on you. So yeah, I will do that. So even that they're trying to distract me with that I'm gay. Like my other cousin, which is, I will call a cousin, and also my other brother, she's doing this, both of them at the same time. And I was like, do these people talk to each other? Why did always do things at the same time? Like, I've never been attacked by my family like one person at a time. It always like they have to work together. Like they have to work to, and sometimes it's become heavy because I can feel that they're trying to, by almost, to destroy my spirit. And you know what? I was so excited the other day. I happened to see the other cousin, who's actually a boy cousin. I was so excited to see that. He was attacking me so bad, like every day. Like he was doing spell work to me every day. So I would see vision of him every fucking day. It was a torture. It was serious a torture. So I was so excited to see that eventually the spell work backfire on him. When it backfire, I don't know, he did a spell work where he's supposed to do sex on the certain day, and they told me the day was 21. If like he is not doing sex only on the 21 of every month, because is usually the only time he will work. So he did all of that. Eventually it backfired on him, it backfired on his dick. So this usually need is sex. It's a sexy whatsoever. It's a sex spell work. Yes, he's supposed to do sex on the 21. They told me that the spell work will end on the 1 or on the 1 May. And eventually, like, you know, sometimes when God give me even date of this, what is this thing, sometimes I'm like, eh? Like I like, sometimes I'm like, eh? Like it would like sometimes I'm in doubt, you know. So eventually I wrote it down, and they're like, okay, on the 1, on the 21. And I didn't realize that the vision that I'm getting, it was on the 19th. So on the 21 was still coming, and then I was like, on the 21 I started hearing my clitoris acting up. Like, I'm like, not acting up like a horny way. It was acting up like it was something, like it was stinging on it. I was like, there's someone who's playing with my, obviously I saw him, my cousin, his male cousin, or like, oh, he's playing with this. And then I also already have vision of what is going on. And I was like, hey man, he was doing this, like the clitoris was acting up. Like it's not like you are horny or anything, it's just like, it felt like there's something that touches it, but you don't, and like, it's a sensation. It's not a sensation that you get from being sexually aroused. It's a sensation. I don't understand. Like, I have to be honest, because a lot of you go through this thing. People are doing witchcraft on you, and I was like, okay, I already saw them in the dream. Like, they said he would do this ritual every time he would sleep with the girl, only on the 21, and I don't know how long this process was. But on the 21, that's when I realized my body was acting up. And if I did masturbate on the 21, there was something that was going to happen to me. And I was like, no, I am not going to masturbate. I'm not going to do that. And then on the 1 May, this 1 May, mind you, God told me that on the 1 May, this whole thing he will die. He said like he will die on the 1 May. So I didn't understand what he mean he will die. It doesn't mean he will die like physically too. And then he showed me that he will die physically, like spiritual. Eventually, I didn't know. He just left me like that, whether it mean dead spiritually or physically. And then eventually on the 1 May, I saw myself cutting his dick, like took a kitchen knife, cut his dick, and then he died. And I was like, oh my god, that's what he mean. Yes, the spell work did not work, and the spell work it backfired on him, and I knew this dick was itching. I knew he was hurting. His dick was hurting. I'm like, good. I know I have to say this because a lot of people are initiated like that. You're initiated with spell work, and some of them they desire to see me miserable, unhappy, to find men who break my heart. And they did that. And you guys, oh, they did that. They want me to be attracted to gay men, to gay girls, lesbian girls, so that I will be heartbroken. They want me to be, they desire to see me unhappy, miserable. So I'm making example with myself because I feel like it make more sense that the LGBT community, it's something that is really treated. It's not God's work. It will never be. A lot of people will be like, I'm attracted to girls out of the sudden. It's because, yes, I'm a girl, I'm attracted to girls all of a sudden. Yes, they've been doing you dirty. They're doing spell work on you without even realizing that. They're doing, like, people are wicked. They are so fucking wicked. LGBT community is not real. And some of you, the reason you are like that is because you are different. And they'll be manipulated by a friend or a girl will come and act like that you have the best interest at heart. Not like, for example, a lot of L people are lesbian. They're always trying to initiate other girls. They'll be like, they will know that you are straight, but they will approach you. And they will tell them, I'm straight, I'm not into whatsoever. And they will try almost to rearrange your gut feeling as if you are crazy for saying you are straight. It's the same thing with guys too. You'll be telling them you're straight, and some will even offer you money, and some will try to always, they always, why they don't go to those people who are already lesbian. Ask yourself that why are you telling them that you're straight, but they always go through you. They want you. It's because it's supposed to be done. I don't know whether they get money from doing this. I don't know. I've never had someone who explained to me these things that they're doing, because I do know it's demonic. Yes, being gay, lesbian, whatsoever, like, transgender is demonic. Because some of you even regret changing your sexuality. You regret removing your dick when putting a vagina that is made, or removing a vagina, trying to, I don't know whether it's possible to put a dick. I don't know. And some of you regret it because you don't enjoy sex anymore, but you won't say it. It's the same thing with these motherfuckers who are doing surgery and trying to recruit other people to do surgery. I do know Kim Kardashian, the surgery that she done, she never pay full price. Yes, she never pay for full price because she's supposed to initiate other people into it. She never share so much about it, the pain that she went through. It's painful. The surgery is painful. The things that they do, making hips, ass, whatsoever, that thing is not, because your body was designed to carry what you were given. So you adding more and more and more. It's like you are asking for a trouble. You want to have trouble in your life. It's like that. Being gay is not genuine. It will never be genuine. So it's same thing with this surgery thing. It's never been genuine. You always make your soul feel like, you always gonna ask yourself question, am I in a real genuine path? That's why you never find gay people who are happy. Tell me one people who are happy who are gay. Instead, you always try to advertise their relationship like if they are happy. If you were happy, why are you always advertising it? Why are you always trying to always preach, always being advocating it? Why are you always doing that? If you are happy in that relationship, why are you always advocating it? People advocating things that they all, it's usually they're unhappy as fuck. We have ever come across people who are happy, who are always showing affection on the internet. A lot of people who are showing things on the internet, they don't even own this whole thing. Yes, maybe money, whatsoever. But they're trying to make us to believe that whatever that we see is exactly that is happening in their life, which is not even true. These people will be so quickly to make you like there's something's wrong with you. for living your life the way you do. If you are happy as you claim, why every time? Because this I was actually following a group where they share recipe and stuff. It was a vegan group. I'm not a vegan, but as I sometimes I crave meals that are not only on meat. I'm a person who was open to a lot of meat food choices, so I'm not a vegan, but at the same time I do know my ancestors want me to be vegetarian, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I've been following this, like, this guy. It got to a point, even blog him. I was like, he was constantly showing us every time when he's posting food, we are supposed to say he's man, he's man, he's man, he's man, he's man. Every time with them, yeah, I got irritated to the point like, I need to block this guy, but I want these recipes, but I'm gonna block this guy, because they're trying almost to make us like to normalize it. Why are they always trying to normalize it? In Africa, there's a country, I don't know whether it's Ghana, where they're refusing this gay thing, and they even offer him $60 million. And in Africa, $60 million, it can multiply. It can be like, it can be, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know the currency of that country though, so I'm just gonna let it be for now. So why are they paying so much money if it's people's right? If it's really like a people's right, they say it's a human's right to be gay. Why are they offering so much money? Why are they offering what else they're offering weapon and stuff, like weapon, like offering a lot of things. Even China got involved. It was US that offer 60 million. They offer, like, why, if it's a human's right, why are they so oppressed to even pay so much money for people who it's their right to accept? Because that country, it's African country, is a recent news. Why are they paying so much money if it's really genuine? Why are they doing this so much, putting their effort like that? When a country is going through some difficulties, they don't put so much effort. Why are they putting so much effort to the point they even give money? Why are they always using money? If money is everything, why America is obsessed with Africa? Why US is so obsessed with America? I mean, why US is always obsessed with Africa? If money is everything, as they claim, and countries, Africa is a continent that is not supposed to be taken serious. It's poor. They always make it this categorize Africa as the most disgusting continent. But they always come back. Why are you doing that? If money is everything, why don't you leave Africa alone? Why are you paying so much money for the LGBT community if it's a human's right? If it is a right to date, whatever, why it's that people are, another point is that people are initiated to gay because of the drinking. Alcohol is so wrong, guys. I don't give a fuck where you are at with your spiritual journey or what's up, because we're all on the spiritual journey. It's just that some of you are not aware, some of you are already aware. Alcohol is so wrong, because most of the time you are not conscious, you're not yourself, so a lot of things will happen when you're not yourself. So a lot of people got initiated this alcohol thing. I've noticed a lot of men become gay because eventually when they're done drinking, they become horny, as well as women. It's a horniness that comes after drinking, and then this horny, they become horny, they don't know how to what, because most of the time maybe their partner is not even around and they're having sex with yourself, because yeah, they're not in their right mind, they're acting on their senses. Something that you act on your senses, it's has nothing to do with your soul. Your soul and your senses are two different things. You might use your senses to understand your soul, but it definitely, your soul is the master of everything. If you are blind, let me just say, if you are blind, how will you know? Let me just make an example about senses. If I'm blind right now, I don't see anything. How will I know that this girl is actually attractive? How will I know that? I wouldn't know that because I'm using the senses of my eyes, and my eyes can't see that. But obviously, the senses where I'm being touched, maybe I would feel like, okay, obvious, maybe I'm gay, but it's not gay. Like, it's senses that are responding, senses that don't have truth. Senses are not truth. So your soul is the truth. So a lot of people are being initiated during that. A lot of people became gay because of alcohol. Alcohol itself, it's make people gay, believing that they're gay. There's nothing like, it's not truth. Being gay is not truth. Being a lesbian is not. Being bisexual is not truth. Like for me personally, I even said it back then. Like, there's no way I can date a bisexual partner. Reason why, like, I won't feel comfortable with you. Like, when you're with your friend, I'll be thinking, what if he fucking your friend too? Like, there's no peace. Like, it's like a mixed up that's not supposed to happen. When we're with your girlfriends, friends, female friends, I will have this mentality. Oof. And we've made friends. Like, I won't be at peace. Like, I won't be at peace. Like, you both side, dude. You both side. How can I be at peace? Like, guys. Let's just be honest. Like, this shit is not real. I don't give a fuck how much you lie to yourself. It's not real. Just say it. You got money. You got paid for it. And then you got initiated because we were broke. They used your financial issue. Just be honest. You insecure. You thought maybe that is, oh my, so I was not connected with my body, blah 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 blah. I was too feminine and women rejected me, and then whatsoever. I was too masculine and men, like, there's so many things that make these people to be gay or lesbian whatsoever. It's not truth.